Hey guys, welcome back to Marriages Restored in Faith. My name is Ray.
Hi guys, my name is Dora. It is July 14, 2025, Monday afternoon, and I want to thank y'all for joining us. Right there is our information on the screen there. If you can subscribe to our other platforms there, you can also share our content as well. If you would like to get a hold of us, this is the only way to do so. That is our email there. And thank you again for joining us.
Yes, and as you see the title, Increase Weather Manipulation. How do I say this? Well, trying to be nice about it. Trying to be nice. Is there a lot of ignorant fools out there? And I say that because they will argue with you, even though you show them the evidence. And some of them, this is how you know how bad, how dumbed down they are. Is they'll share a laughing emoji whenever you show them the evidence. What does that say? That they have nothing to back up what they believe, or they don't even know what to believe any longer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or they just want to deny that this stuff is actually happening.
Right. Which is easy for a lot of people to do, because if they don't talk about it, they don't see it, and it's not there.
Yeah. If they close their eyes, they're thinking that it doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
And as we move forward and we continue, you're going to see this weather is just going to drastically change. It's going to happen overnight. In fact, I got online on all these weather meteorologists that are all over social media right now. They have come out of the woodwork, if you want to put it that way. They're all over Facebook right now, posting alerts, posting saying, "Well, there's new rain coming." Well, where is it on the radar?
Mm-hmm.
And I shared a screenshot of my phone of all the days for the whole week that there is no rain forecasted. Right. And all of a sudden, we're having rain that same day, and it's not even forecasted. Mm-hmm. Where's the radar showing the rain? That is a legitimate question. Mm-hmm. So we're going to share. We have about 17 articles and videos. We're not going to be able to get to all of them, but we're going to try to get as many as we can in here. And you have North Carolina, you have Oklahoma, you have Florida, you have Texas right now in flood. New Mexico is another one that's flooded. Ohio was another one that's flooded. So just think of that right now, of how many states right now that are flooded. And then you're hearing the fires that are going on. Have you seen? In fact, I should have grabbed that video. There's a video of the tornado and the fire that's going on. There's an actual huge tornado actually making that fire expand. Weather manipulation. Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and just get started. Let me, if you can give me number 14, we'll start with that one. And this is an article. And I tried to do a search. And right now, if you was to search, what does it take to make a river or a lake rise 30 feet? What does that take? You can't find it. That stuff is being blocked right now. You can do a search and try it. I tried it. I tried doing different wording. I tried doing different things on it so I can see this. Right here, look at this. It rose 33 feet in under 4 hours this morning. Just think of that. That in itself, and who's the one that shared this? 33 feet in under 4 hours. How much water does that take for that to happen? Mm-hmm. Okay. He's been sharing quite a bit of stuff, but I was thinking it was a meteorologist is doing it because I'm kind of arguing with meteorologists right now. There's one out there saying if you think cloud seeding is actually causing rain, this site is not for you. Well, no, you're an idiot. Because you're the weatherman, you should know that. And you're probably saying, you feel a little angry today. Well, I'm upset at these people that continue to lie to other people when all the evidence is there to show what is really happening.
Yeah.
That's what's really making me mad. Is these people with these titles, these meteorologists with these titles, not all of them, but the majority of them, with these titles are still lying to the public and telling them cloud seeding doesn't exist. Rain manipulation doesn't exist. We can't create weather that doesn't exist. But let me show you. I'll show you a video that is about a year old. Let me see if I can find this one. Yes, if you can give me number 7. This is about a year old. And I'm sure you've seen this gentleman, which is in Rainmaker. You've seen him on the Ryan Show. He's been on there twice. That's because he was bragging about that he can create the water, rain. The second time is because he was backing out and saying, wait a minute, we did create rain around Kerrville, around that area, but it was a few days prior to the big flood. Yeah. So I'll play this video for a little bit so you can see how he is actually telling you that he's doing this.
In Genesis, God gives man dominion over the heavens, the seas, and the earth. The seas are totally unconquered by mankind. And the skies, give us trouble with drought and hurricanes all the time. Salt Lake City, Las Vegas, Tucson, and Phoenix will become uninhabitable. 2 million or so acres of farmland in California alone will be lost to the desert. We are making Earth habitable at Rainmaker by enhancing precipitation and ending droughts and inclement weather patterns. The company I dropped out of college.
Do you see how at the very beginning, before I forget, how he used scripture? Do you see that at the beginning? But what did he do? Just like false teachers, false prophets, he twisted scripture and manipulated it. How? Did that scripture say that we are to make rain? No. The Bible does not say for us to make rain. God does. So what happens when man starts doing it? What's happening today? Okay.
To build was a vertical SaaS company that automated regulatory compliance for groundwater users, mostly farms and HOAs. It was an IoT flow meter and some backend software that did all the reporting. I became super familiar with water policy and water infrastructure. And what I learned after working on that for a few years, the dialectic between not using water anymore, like no more showers, no more agriculture, low flow toilets, and desalinating the entire Pacific Ocean is not a good way to solve water scarcity, and we probably should investigate alternative solutions. I looked into brackish groundwater desalination. There's these huge aquifers full of brackish groundwater that's never been tapped into before because nobody knows what to do with the brine. I looked into urban water recycling, and that's good, and there's some big players in the space already, but it isn't going to produce enough extra fresh water to meet agricultural demands. Cloud seeding was actually invented by these 3 fellows. They were doing some totally unrelated cloud physics experiments and poured some silver iodide into the artificial cloud chamber, saw the increased ice nucleation, the plumes of larger ice crystals forming from the silver iodide, and then decided, because it was the 40s and dudes rocked, we're just going to throw this out of the back of our plane and see what happens. And so the first man-made snowstorms were produced over Western New York in the 40s. And the bread and butter of glaciogenic cloud seeding, you have supercooled water.
Did you hear that? Directly from the person that runs this company of Rainmaker, admitting that this was back in the 40s, and yet you have these meteorologists on Facebook, on social media, telling you that cloud seeding doesn't exist, that it's fake news. And yet you have this person that has the Rainmaker telling you this has been going on since the 40s. Think about it. So what credibility do these meteorologists have by saying this doesn't exist? Right? If somebody lies to the public, to the people, and tells the people this doesn't exist, when they know that it exists, what credibility do they have now?
Well, not only that, they've already said it does. Like it's already been out there saying that yes, this does exist and this is what we've done and this is how we're doing it. I mean, that's what he's telling you.
Yeah.
And now he's backtracking and saying that there's no such thing.
Well, not him, but the meteorologists are.
Oh, the meteorologists
Yes,
are the ones that
The
are
meteorologists
saying
are the
there's no
ones that
such
are
thing.
saying that this doesn't, because they're posting after post after post. There's more rainfall, but yet there's no clouds.
Right.
In fact, I was watching a video earlier. Now I forgot to show Dora and Joe about it, and it was talking about truck payments. Well, on the background, he was showing you all the sky, and it was purple. The sky was purple, and it was a storm. I've never seen a purple storm of purple clouds and everything, but it was all purple. I should have showed that video, but let's play a little bit more of this, and then I want to show another video.
So a saturated cloud with more water that's below 0 degrees Celsius than can be frozen naturally, you'll get a profile of crystals that's more like this, really small and diffuse crystals. They're not heavy enough to fall in the first place, and they're not survivable enough to make it to the ground even if they do start to precipitate. By introducing silver iodide or other nucleation agents, you can shift the profile of the crystals formed from down here in the same conditions up to here, which are denser crystals that are more likely to precipitate either as snow or rain. And I found cloud seeding just by going through a rabbit hole online. I then just decided, hey, why not go to the Weather Modification Association conference, where researchers from around the world are researching the most cutting edge ways to modify the weather. What I learned when I went there was that they'd solved the attribution problem in the SNOWY project. So SNOWY was a seminal research project in cloud seeding. You know, just because we fly a drone up in the sky and spray some magic beans and it rains, that doesn't mean that we caused it to rain. And so what SNOWY did was they took really high resolution radar, like what we're using. In fact, it's the same radar truck. They measured the lines of precipitation that were exclusively in the path of the seeding aircraft. From the plumes of increased droplet size behind those seeding aircraft, they were able to tell.
So you get the idea. He's telling you that they do it. They can control it. Even snow. You remember that big old snowstorm in Texas?
Yes.
All Texas? Remember that? And yet, nobody wanted to believe that it was manipulated. Again, they've been admitting to this. They've been out. It's out in the open for all of us to know what is happening. Understand something. And this is another thing that people get upset about. 2030 agenda said you will own nothing and be happy. How can they do that? Floods. What do floods do? Take homes away, take vehicles away, take belongings away. Not everybody has insurance on their homes, on their vehicles, for flood insurance, for all that. So what happens? People don't have $300,000, $500,000 in their bank account to go rebuild a house. And then some of them still have a mortgage on the home. How can they rebuild? Think about that. So let's keep going. Let me show you. If you can give me number 8, and that's the one that's a 13-minute mark. So I want you to see this and hear it firsthand from people on the ground in Kerrville. And you're going to see it's a mess there. In fact, he explains it. You can watch the entire video later on, but he explains it, the devastation that is there. In fact, he says in other areas it is worse, but the power of that water they went through.
Rains, only that one little section will flow. But obviously, you know, this has been a log jam of an area, and the water velocity in this section was tossing trucks from somehow a truck from Mountain Home, which is way far away, ended up in this parking lot.
Can you talk to the viewers about what we were talking about in the truck, about how even if they had an earlier warning, a lot of people don't take that seriously. You know, a lot of people are saying if there was like alarms and bells, it would have changed anything. But do you think that situational awareness is more important than like a bell ringing? Like, what do you think?
When we went to bed, we checked the weather apps. It was supposed to sprinkle a little bit. Nobody's really concerned. You know, even in heavy rains, the river can rise 6 feet, you know, 7 feet, 10 feet. People would be like, oh, that was a good one. But nobody, you know, we're prepared for floods. This was not that. This was way beyond anything that people have seen since 1987. I know there was another flood out here, but even that one, there's spots where it didn't get as high as this. And you know, when the Weather Channel is saying that it's gonna sprinkle on you a little bit, I think everybody goes to sleep peaceful. It was mind-blowing to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and to realize that it had been raining so hard, and not just in isolated areas. You know, I'll be in Ingram where I live, and my friends that live out at the headwaters will say, "Oh, it rained really hard out here," and it won't rain at all where we're at. It rained everywhere, all at the same time for 22 hours straight.
Can you talk about whether or not, as a resident here, you're concerned about the rain enhancement projects that are actively going on in these counties? Is that something that concerns you?
Well, yeah, as an appraiser, I realize what it's like to get a license for something, and did a little research at TDLR for the licensing involved in cloud seeding. And, you know, it's still, people are like, yeah, that's not real. Well, you can look it up on the state website. You have to have a license to do it, but you can go to these websites and see exactly what they're doing. Yeah, it concerns me. I think, you know, cloud seeding probably isn't the only way, or I know for sure it's not the only way to modify weather. And all of that, tinkering with nature, it's scary because you don't know what the ramifications are going to be, what the consequences are going to be.
So we had to take a little bit of a break because they blocked the.
So there you go. This is directly from people that firsthand are there. In fact, later on in this video, he goes to where all the organization is, where everybody's organizing. There's people there bringing food, supplies, they're helping one another, and they're discussing what is really happening. He explains, of course, that people don't understand that the minute people start seeing bodies, that people are going to leave the city. They're going to leave those towns. Fear.
Yes.
This is part of the agenda.
Mm-hmm.
They want these places, and it's just difficult that these people that deny that this is really happening. I'm. It's like you're talking to a wall. You're wondering what is going on through their mind after you show them the evidence that it's literally impossible for half of the United States to be underwater or in rain, having at least rain, not underwater, but having rain. And you try to explain to them when there's no rain clouds, because if you go back and just go back to your younger years, 20 years, 30 years, and if you would see the weatherman, the true weatherman would show you, look, here comes the rain, and it's coming from the north, or it's coming from the east, the west, whatever.
Right.
And it's traveling from city to city. And you have that forecast. Well, you're expected to have this rain within these hours or within this amount of days over here. Within 3 days, the rain will reach there.
Right.
Now it's all of a sudden.
Now they can't even monitor that way. Why? Because, like Ray was saying earlier, that you look in your weather forecast for the week and there's no rain, there's nothing. But yet the following day you get this pour down of rain, like just out of the blue, from anywhere. But a lot of times, people, they don't want to hear that this is true, because then they have to ask the question, why are they doing this?
Yes.
That's the scary question. Why are they pouring down rain on all of these places where they know that it will be disaster zone? Why? That's the question.
So I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you 3 videos back to back showing you this type of stuff right here. Now we can just mute it while it plays. It does say not for broadcasting, but we're going to go ahead and put it through here. Not sure what not for broadcasting, if that's for them to show somewhere else, or what they're really trying to do there. I'm not sure, but we're going to share this with you so you can see. Of course, you saw that this is Ingram. You see the damage. Anytime you see the tree, the bark removed, that shows you that's how high the water was. That it either some debris was passing through with the water, and it took a chunk out of the tree. That's where you get that from. So you know how high the level of that water was. And in these places, for that to rise 30 feet within that time frame, within a few hours, yeah, you know something is up. It is not normal for that much rain to come up like that,
Yeah.
for that much water. If you can give me number 2, and then we'll show this other one. And again, we're going to show you 3 back to back, and then we're going to go back to showing you the cloud seeding, the cloud buster experiment also, and of course there's evacuations in other places. And have you heard about this other tropical storm that we're going to discuss as well? And they're actually predicting where it's going to go. It's literally going to go around or over a state to get to another state. Just think about that. This one's in Junction. Again, it's in July 13. Just look how fast that current is moving. That is a lot of water.
Mhm.
Within a few hours to get that much water. You see, I believe those are power lines, and look how close they are to them.
Yeah, you can't even see the trees. The trees are like you can just see the very tops of the trees. You can't
It's right
see
there by the bridge.
yeah.
You see that bridge?
Mhm.
See, look at the speed that water is going. That is a lot of water.
Yeah.
Again, this is not normal. This is not normal rain. Once people realize that, then they're going to understand it's weather warfare.
Mhm.
This is weather warfare. I read a post earlier that somebody said, "He who controls the weather controls the world." I mean, just think about it. They did it during the war. They control the weather so they can control the war. Come a long way, right?
Mhm.
Now they're using that on their own people.
Yep. Yep.
So let me share another one with you. I'm trying not to show the entire video. If you can give me number 4, and then we're gonna go back into the. I'm gonna show you one that's actually in Kerrville, and there are gonna be some people talking and explaining some things that are happening. It's kind of sad of everything that is going on there that you see. So let me play this one first. So you can see this one's in Kempner, Texas. And you see homes are destroyed. The water is a little slower there, but it's full. You see the damage that's on there. And now you see that bridge. You see how fast that water is flowing through there. And somebody in the comments on there was upset because there was no law enforcement parked on both sides stopping anybody from traveling through there. Well, I would think it's common sense for you to see that. But then again, some people drive through water.
Yeah.
Now, should there be some barricades there? Yeah.
Probably so. Yeah. To where,
And maybe that's what they're doing. I don't know. But you see how fast that water is moving. It's powerful. And you'll see some of these bridges, they come down. This is not normal amounts of rain. This is all by design.
Yep.
So let me share another one with you. Let me go to this one. If you can give me number 13. And then before we go back to the water, I wanna share the tropical storm that's on its way. So right here on this article, if you see the evacuation in Pennsylvania, again, a different state, and here we are having flooding. It's not normal, people. This is not normal. Mandatory evacuation for the entire town of Glenmark, Pennsylvania, due to a major flood arrest from a creek rising 10 feet in 3 hours.
Wow.
10 feet in 3 hours. That's minimal compared to 30 feet in 4 hours.
Yes, and this is a creek. It's not even a river or a lake. It's just a
I'm
creek.
telling you, this is all by design. Let me share another one with you. If we can go, just go to number 15. We'll start there. Let me show you this. This is the tropical storm that they're talking about, and this is coming to Texas. Go figure. You'll see it on the map here in a second. We'll share it with you. We can go to 15 and then 16 the minute we show 15. So you can see this. Now, as you see, it's on the other side of Florida. This is what they're talking about. We can, so it's going to go across Florida and it's coming to Texas. Or Louisiana, Texas. But they're predicting it will hit Texas. So, if you give me number 16 then. So, of course, they named it Dexter. Not sure why. I don't know where they get the names from, but here's a path that they're saying is going to hit. And these are parts that already have flooding.
Yes.
And this is supposed to hit by next week or this coming week. So there you go. Something to think about. How do they predict that it's going over and then all of a sudden it's going to take a turn and go back that way? So let's keep going. Let me share, if we can go to number 1. We'll have this one play out a little bit longer. This is about a 5-minute video, but we're not going to do the whole 5 minutes. And this is after the Kerrville floods. So you can see on this one here. And then we will go into the cloud seeding again. So you can see them discussing how they do it.
On the third day after the flood, I went to Kerrville. I returned several times throughout the week to help and to document what was happening. Though I'd seen reports of the devastation, nothing prepared me for what I saw.
Yeah, Stormy Reisner was reading Matthew 24 the other day. Noticed that Jesus said he is coming back in the clouds of heaven. Yes, that is so true. As we see these things increase, but remember, in Scripture, God didn't say he was doing what is happening right now. He only warned that this was going to happen. What we're seeing right now, this was going to happen. The wrath of God is in the Great Tribulation.
Right.
People a lot of times say, well, this is God doing all this. No, God didn't say he was going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
God said, this is what is happening. Yeah. So yes, that's great that we are understanding that we are within this timeline right now. Because if you look at Israel, you saw Israel practicing to
the burning of the heifer.
Yes, burning the red heifer, doing the sacrifice. You can't do the sacrifice unless you have the third temple, which we're pretty close. So yeah, we'll go ahead and play this.
The water rose in the darkest hours of the morning, sweeping away RVs and discarding their contents wherever the path of the river cut. John Rodriguez was lucky to get out, and miraculously, his RV escaped the wrath of the water.
Whenever we first moved in here, I wanted to make it easy to leave, so I jacked it up super high so we can shut it down on the truck. That saved our Really
Yeah.
saved our. Because even just a couple inches down, water would have flooded in. RV would have been. Wouldn't have a place to live. You know what I mean?
What did everybody else do that was further down the hill?
Shoot, everyone. Really, all we could do is evacuate. It was like 4 a.m, so everyone really just left, grabbed all their stuff and left. Even that's what I did too. I just got lucky that I came back to my RV still being here.
Yeah.
You know, as you can see, like a lot of people lost their stuff. I mean, yeah, one of them at the very edge, good brother, his RV got taken by the river. It's over in that tree over there. You can see it.
And did he survive? Did he get
Yeah,
out?
he was fine, but you know, he had some animals and some pets. He had fed cats, man. This dude would hand feed a deer every single day out in that field out there, man. So it's really sad. It's really messed up, you know.
What's your name?
I'm John
John, what's your last
Rodriguez,
Rodriguez? And where are you from?
Kerrville, Texas.
Kerrville, Texas. Yeah. And do you remember any other times it flooding like
Since I've been alive, I'm 22. No, never like this.
Lee Nelson witnessed much of the flooding from just above Guadalupe Park in Kerrville.
It was probably one of the scariest things I've ever seen in my life. And I was in a big fire in California. I would have to say they're pretty close. The water, oh gosh, I'm getting chills. The water at the dam was like level, almost level, where you couldn't see the dam come down at all. You almost couldn't see it. It just was a straight flow across. I mean, all the trees, there were so many things. There was propane tanks, kayaks, furniture, trees. Those trees over there, 20 feet high, there's stuff in there stuck in those trees. I work at Tractor Supply. I'm a cashier. And I talked to 3 different people today that put tears in my eyes, down my cheeks. The Howdies down the road down here, the bar, restaurant Howdies, that campground, all those people got washed away. All of their campers. And there's nothing left. And a couple came in today, and that's where they lived. And he bought a shirt because he didn't have a shirt to wear. Literally didn't have a shirt. Came into the store to buy a shirt. And I talked to a gentleman. He was in his early 30s. He was a dad, wife, and 2 children. Lost his whole house. And man, I've never seen such devastation and such sadness.
But everywhere we looked, there were people there to help. First responders from far and wide bustled around the affected areas, some from as far away as Mexico. Volunteers congregated at fire stations and churches. Horse riders scoured the banks of the river where it was impossible for vehicles to go.
We've been searching, real fine searching it right now. We've got first responders here, we have firemen here, ex-military, search and rescue teams that they're trained. And I got a heart for helping. We got to help our fellow Texans here, you know. So these folks are in need, and we need to be here.
Even normal folks like David, Kalen Garcia, found ways to lend a helping hand.
We wanted to help out and volunteer people that clean out their house,
Devastation.
their property, all the stuff. Just helps them.
God is good. God is good all the time, and we have to remember that we can come back from this. You know, these people that live here, and we'll be supporting.
Even as authorities feared the water.
And that is true. That is where we as believers of Jesus Christ should come together to help each other out. Whether it's financially helping them, buying clothes, getting them shelter, whatever it is that we're able to do, that's what we should be doing at this time. So let me share, if you can give me number 10. Like I said, we have quite a bit of other ones, but I'm going to go ahead and show you this last one here, and then we'll finish this off on Wednesday. But I want you to see this because, again, we are seeing the devastation. We are seeing everything that's going on. At the same time, we have to be cautious that we are not deceived. And in fact, I should have found that photo for you. In fact, I'm going to go look for it. There's a photo of a river. Well, I'll get to that here in a second. Let me go ahead and show you this. The rock band with more than 1 million Spotify listeners reveals its entirely AI generated. down to the musicians themselves. These are not real people.
Right.
AI, and it's got over 1 million listeners. Just think about that. AI, and it's got over 1 million followers. You gotta be careful who you're following. That could be AI.
Yeah, completely. Like, they do not exist. These
Yeah.
people do not exist.
So back to this other photo, it shows a river and it shows trucks, it shows all the debris. It was AI generated. And do you know how it was? You know that it was AI generated? Because whoever did it forgot to show you. One side was a Chevrolet truck, the other side was a Dodge truck.
It was double-sided.
Double-sided. It was sitting on top so you can see it. But somebody messed up when they did the AI to show you a photo of the flooding area.
Yeah.
And that's how they put it. And you may say, well, the debris could have destroyed it and put it together. Not the way it was, because it was whole. And whole. The whole front end, front cab, everything. For instance,
It's split in half.
one side was all front of Dodge, the other side was all front with Chevrolet. Together like that. Wheels and all. Somebody messed up on their AI stuff. And they posted it. And then somebody commented and say, hey, somebody needs to pay attention. Somebody needs to do a better AI photo. We got to be cautious when we're seeing this stuff. I'm telling you.
Yes.
So we just want to share this with you because we have to be aware of what is going on. We have to stay prayed. We have to pray up.
Yes.
It's only going to get uglier, even though we don't want to say that. But the Bible said it would.
Yes.
The Bible didn't say it was going to get better. God said it was going to get worse.
Right.
We have to pray for each other, lift each other up, help one another.
Yes. Yes. So in time of need, we need to come together and help each other. And be aware. I mean, be completely aware. Don't just trust, what your phone says all the time. Look outside every now and then and see, what's happening.
Actually, we were working in the shop, and all of a sudden it started raining.
Yeah.
Where were the clouds at?
Yes.
But
I know that can be also kind of, deceiving, that you look out there and there's nothing, but yet it's about to rain.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you again for joining us. Have a great rest of your day. Good. And we will see you on Wednesday.